Alright guys, welcome back to our lovely channel here. I got Austin here today. He's going to help me video this thing. This is kind of what I want you people to see, is you got to be careful of who does your work, and this is pretty unacceptable. I'll see if Austin can help me with this. Here you go, take the camera. Okay, so this here, they did transmission cooler lines. Those are those nice shiny aluminum looking silver color lines at a previous shop. This wiring harness is supposed to be up here on the oil pan. There's a tab that locks through here, then there's a bolt that goes through up there, and that is not anywhere near. Well, it's no wonder they can't get that there, because they just jammed the lines as far as they, or as in here, as tight as they could. And if you look from up here, this is actually a loom that's upside down. It's supposed to hold the lines in place, but no, instead they're just banging around. Brand new lines that she was probably charged $500 or something to put in, and they're just, yeah, whatever. Why not just pull the harness out of the way? So yeah, when you guys are having work done, make sure it's done by a professional or even a reputable mechanic, because that is horrible. It's unacceptable. This side here, it's even hitting the starter. That line is hitting the starter, bouncing on it. So I mean, I could rub through in no time. I'll fix it for her when I get my job done. All I have to do is pull the differential out and rebuild it. But yeah, that's stuff that you got to be worried about on who you're bringing it to. And this right here, I don't know if you can get a good sight of that. It's not even in the loom. It's just hanging out. They routed it the wrong direction, so they bent it. It's hitting the frame up there. They bent it out of the way because they didn't know what they were doing, or they just didn't care, and they wanted the money and didn't actually care if it was going to last or not, because that's pretty sad. That's sad stuff. There's supposed to be a couple looms here that hold these together. There's not. I don't know. You got to be worried about where you go. And I know the shop this was at that did that work. I'm not going to say it. I don't feel it's right to bash people like that, but you got to be reputable. You got to know where you're bringing your stuff to. This doesn't happen at most places, but sometimes you get a guy that's fresh out of school that he just wants the money, or the owner of the place just wants the money, and it's kind of sad because these are brand new and they're already destroyed for the most part. They've been rubbing on everything, they're bent out of the way, all this, and it's hitting the frame up there. This line's rubbing on this line. Yeah, look at that, right? That's any way to make it flow, right? That seems to be how their motto is over there. So, and for the record, she didn't need lines. She was here. I'd done a lot of work to this thing, and I recommended to them because this fitting right here was barely seeping any sort of red. These are transmission cooler lines. It was barely seeping. You could wipe it off and you wouldn't have a new drip for another 2 weeks, and it was hardly even a drip. And they told her it was running out of there as fast as you could put it in, and that wasn't true. So again, scared a lady into a sale and then did a half-ass job doing it, which is unacceptable. That does not happen here, like I said, and there's a lot of places that does not happen at. But you got to make sure you know where you're bringing your stuff, because that is crap. So I get the fun and enjoyment of pulling this piece out right here. This is what's called the front differential. I got to take it out and tear the case halves apart and figure out what bearing failed inside of it, because it's loud driving down the road. Had nothing to do with these guys doing their job. It's just old age and whatever. So all right, well, we'll see you guys next. I'll continue the video once I get this thing out and torn apart. I got to get those off, take the axle off. This here, a couple mounting bolts up there, and it'll fall right out for the most part. So, but when I get it back on the bench and start tearing the case halves apart, I will turn it back on and show you guys what we find. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright guys, welcome back. We got the differential out. It's this here. It's a 2003 Cadillac Escalade ESV. I think it's an ESV, it doesn't really matter. But the noise that we were getting was a consistent growling noise coming from the front differential. All the wheel bearings were good. They've actually recently been replaced, so that kind of rules those out, but they are not bad. Definitely was a differential noise. So to follow procedure for the warranty company, they tell you got to tear it apart, tear it down to cause a failure. So as we were tearing it down, we got to split the extension housing off and then the case halves apart. And the extension housing, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That bearing's good. That axle's good. It's not leaking nothing. And we got this case half. Before we need to take the case half off, inside here, right here, this is supposed to be a lock tab, because this is how you adjust the bearing for the carrier. And the lock tab is broken, and it's actually right here. It was just sitting in the bottom of the case, and that's what we found in there. And the repair for that is we're just going to put a remanufactured differential unit in. I'm not going to go with a used one unless they tell me to. I'm trying to get it to a reman, just because the used ones, I could have the same exact problem that this one's having. Everything else in here is fine. The carrier's right here. That whole unit is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with anything else in the case. The pinion bearings, where'd they go? There's one. Pinion bearing is fine. There's nothing really wrong with any of those. But with having this not able to adjust right, because it's just spinning, there's nothing to lock it in place. It's just going to loosen or tighten as the wheels are spinning one way or the other. So that's going to cause bearing noise. And there's really nothing that can be done besides, I'm sure you can tear it apart and get a new lock tab down in here, but the company doesn't care to do that. They're just going to replace it either with a used one or a reman one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll hopefully hear back from them here in the next couple days. They got to send an inspector out to verify that this little cute tab is broke. They won't just take a picture from me. I have to actually show them. So that sucks. But either way, it's in best interest for the customer, and that's all that really matters. So I already got the lines already pretty much wrapped up and fixed again for it. Besides the bent crap, I'm not going to go through all that, but they're not going to be rubbing anything. So we'll see you next time. I hope this was kind of an informal video for you guys, and we'll just see you next time.